This is Giada De Laurentiis, and I'm in the Food Network kitchens. They're very, very busy. Anyway, making some watermelon tomato skewers. It is hot, hot, hot outside here in New York City. And I thought we'd have a little chat, a little live chat. You can ask me about Food Network Star, about Italy, about, I don't know, anything and everything, I guess. So look forward to it. In the meantime, I'm just going to get going on these skewers, which I love. So watermelon, basil, tomato, basil, watermelon, and some more cherry tomatoes. You can make these ahead, which is really fun. And I like to top them with a little bit of a balsamic reduction, just like that, nice and thick. Quarter cup of balsamic, quarter cup of sugar reduced down. Gives them sort of a sweet and tangy flavor, just like that. Or you could just take the watermelon and dip it in the thick, syrupy balsamic.
Noelle says hello from Alabama.
Hi, Noelle from Alabama. Is it hot in Alabama?
And so Maria wants to know, can you substitute watermelon in this recipe?
You know what, Leah? You can substitute watermelon. You can you could use pineapple. You could use regular cantaloupe if you wanted to. I even sometimes will do just little baby mozzarella balls or a piece of feta. You could even do salumi, basil, and tomato. It's kind of up to you. I am a huge lover of watermelon, and this time of year, there's nothing more refreshing.
Amy says hi from Oklahoma.
Hi, Amy from Oklahoma.
Jerry asks, is there anything for a first timer that you would recommend?
Jerry, for a first timer, I would say this is great because you don't have to cook. You just have to assemble. But you got to be careful not to prick your finger because they're pretty. These type of sticks are pretty sharp. So I would say assemble. Forget cooking, just assemble and make it look as pretty as you can. And that in itself will make you a hero.
John says hi from Myrtle Beach.
Hi, John from Myrtle Beach. So nice to hear all these highs.
Felicia says she loves watching your show.
Hi, Felicia. Thank you very much.
Mike asks, how do you choose a good balsamic vinegar?
Well, Mike, it depends on what you're doing with it. So when I'm using it for a reduction, I don't use an expensive balsamic. Usually like in the 4 to 7 range is fine. And I kind of look at prices and I look at color and I look at the bottle that it's in. You want something that has sort of a greenish, darker bottle to protect the vinegar so it doesn't go bad on the store shelf. And if I was just using it as a finishing and wasn't cooking it down, then I would spend a little bit more on a really good DOP vinegar, balsamic vinegar from Modena, which in Italy, which is the best place to get it. Hopefully that helps you a bit. And a little bit of vinegar goes a long way. Don't use too much because balsamic vinegar is very rich.
Joe asks, how was Italy?
Well, Joe, do we have all day? No. Italy was fantastic. So it was really fun. It was the first time I got to have truly my whole family come down, even from Los Angeles, like my sister and my nephew. I went to visit my great-aunt Raffi. I had 3 generations of De Laurentiis ladies all together in Milan. So it was probably one of the best times I've had in a while. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show when it starts airing. And some balsamic. That looks good. How about some Food Network Star questions? Nobody wants to know anything about Food Network Star?
So actually, Rhonda did ask, what is your favorite part about working on Food Network Star?
Rhonda, my favorite part about working on Food Network Star would probably be getting to know the different finalists. I have to say, it's an unbelievable journey watching them from day one, thinking they know pretty much who they are and what they want to do, and then watching the growth and the change over, the 10 weeks that they're with us. They really do change, and we watch them sort of. I always say, and Bobby makes fun of me, but it's like peeling back an onion, and that's the job that Bobby and I do. We peel back the onion to get to the core of who they are and why it is that they want to do this. Because once you get to know that and you really get to know who you are, then it makes I don't know, I think it just makes you more lovable on camera and makes you better at what you do. So that's the job, and I think that's the most fun.
Megan wants to know, what food trend are you really into right now?
Megan, what food trend am I really into right now? Let's see, what would I say I'm really into right now? Well, I don't know. I think that the food trends, they come and they go. Like this morning, for instance, on Today's Show, they really wanted a vegan dish, and I wanted to take something that I make traditionally, like risotto, and turn it into something that Hoda, who is allergic to dairy, can eat, and really still make it extremely flavorful. So I sort of mixed roasted garlic, pureed it with some tamari to kind of create the umami that Parmesan cheese has. And I think for me, it's always sort of sticking to my base, but recreating it in a way that makes it something that everybody can enjoy. Since there's so many food allergies these days, but food can be really good. You just have to get really creative. And I think I was pretty successful this morning.
Candy wants to know, what is your favorite vegetable and how do you cook it?
My favorite vegetable is fennel. And roasting it in the oven with Parmesan cheese, olive oil, salt, and little red pepper flakes. And you wait till the Parmesan cheese melts on top and there's a crust on top. That is by far my favorite way to eat it. And it's a vegetable I've had basically all my life. Very popular in Italy.
Annette asks, if you're serving this outside, do you need to put the watermelon on ice?
If you're serving this outside, well, I guess it depends on how hot it is. So this past weekend in Los Angeles, where I live, it was 95 degrees. I would say yes, put it on ice. But if you're in the 70s and low 80s, you're probably fine, because this is going to go really, really fast.
Denise has a good question. She asks, what do you love to order but hate to cook?
Denise, that is a really good question. What do I love to order and hate to cook? Sushi. And I have taken multiple sushi classes. I have bought sushi knives. I have bought all the accoutrements to making sushi at home. So I thought it'd be a fun party to do, and no. I am not good at sushi. I have given it up. I go to great sushi restaurants for wonderful sushi, and I don't bother making it at home.
Courtney wants to know, what is your favorite kid lunch to pack?
Well, my favorite kid lunch to pack would be a totally different favorite one for Jade. So Jade's favorite kid lunch to pack would be white bread, toasted, a smear of avocado, like a guacamole sort of mix on it, slice of turkey, slice of cheddar cheese, and grilled tomato. And I make that for her, and she absolutely loves it. So I would say that is her favorite. And whatever she likes, truly, I'm going to be happy, as long as it's somewhat in the realm of semi-healthy.
And we've got a few questions about eggplant. What is your favorite way to cook it?
Eggplant Parmesan. In fact, I just had the best eggplant Parmesan last night in New York City. At this little place on the in Midtown called Pizzate. Really good stuff. Sat at the bar with a friend, had that, and probably that's my favorite thing in the world.
Cheyenne wants to know again what you're making right now. She missed the beginning.
Oh, Cheyenne, I am making these watermelon tomato basil skewers. I think they're perfect, especially when it's hot outside the way that it is here in New York City today. And they're very refreshing, easy to make. You don't have to cook anything, well, except for the balsamic. You take a quarter cup of balsamic vinegar, quarter cup of sugar, let it reduce down for about 3 to 5 minutes until it's syrupy, just like that. Super sweet. And then I assemble the watermelon tomato basil skewers, and then I just drizzle the top, just like this, with a little bit of the balsamic syrup. And I would drizzle the balsamic syrup right before you're going to serve them. So you can make these in advance and keep them in the fridge. I like to even wrap them with a little damp cloth so the basil stays nice and hydrated. And then right before I serve them, I just kind of drizzle the balsamic just like that. They're really yummy. Sweet. Jade loves them. The balsamic just makes it sort of like a drizzling maple syrup on top or something.
Diana wants to know, what's the best fish for people who don't care for fish? I love it, but my family is not crazy about it.
Well, your family, what's her name?
Diana.
Diane. I think that your family doesn't like fish because at times it's not always the freshest, depending on where you get it. So I would always go to the fish monger or the fish person at your store and ask them what they suggest and what is the freshest. And I think we don't sort of utilize the people that work at the store to guide us. They really know. They're there all the time, and they love it when someone asks them for a recommendation. They even are great at telling you how to prepare something if you're not sure how to do it. I would say that what Jade really likes is sole. Sole tends to be very, very very simple. I put a little flour, I fry it in a little butter and olive oil, and I squeeze a little lemon on top. She's in heaven. So it's very, very simple.
Karen wants to know, besides chocolate, guilty pleasure?
Cold spaghetti with melted chocolate over the top. How's that work for you?
And Rosanna wants to know, what kind of lasagna do you think is best for kids? They don't like veggies, but you want to give them veggies.
Well, it's true. What's the name?
It's Rosanna.
Rosetta?
Rosanna, yeah.
Rosetta, I have to tell you that it took Jade a long time to enjoy lasagna. It was something that she wasn't a big fan of. But what I started to do is make lasagna rolls, okay? So instead of layering it, I kind of make a roll out of it. So you take the lasagna and you just smear the cheese. I kind of mix in a little bit of spinach, but it's mostly cheese. A little spinach. You can puree the vegetables and mix it in with the cheese so that once you roll it up, it's all in there and it looks gooey when they bite into it. But it's not so all these layers that kind of slide from each other. And I'll do it with ground beef. The ground beef, a little bit of tomato sauce, the ricotta cheese, mozzarella, and just dice up some spinach, mix it in there. They don't even know it's there, but it is so sort of creamy and soft on the inside, and everybody gets their own lasagna roll that it's fun to eat.
Sandy wants to know if you can use cantaloupe in the recipe that you're making now.
Yes, Samuel, you can use cantaloupe instead of watermelon if you prefer. You can pretty much use any fruit you like. Pineapple will work, apple will work. You could do cheese or salami instead of the watermelon. There's just something very summery about watermelon. Nothing says summer quite like watermelon does.
Tanya wants to know, what is your favorite go-to meal?
Tanya, my favorite go-to meal. I would probably say that right now my favorite go-to meal is my lemon spaghetti. It always has been, but in the summertime, it's even better with grilled shrimp on top. Fast, easy, and always a crowd pleaser. Can't go wrong.
Mandy wants to know how Aunt Raffy is doing.
No. Mandy, you're really cute. Aunt Raffy's doing really well. She's still in Europe shooting a movie, but we had a blast when we were together in Florence just a few weeks ago, and actually her birthday's coming up. So I got to get creative with the birthday gift this year since I can't fly back out there to see her. But she's doing really, really well, and thank you for asking. She would love to know she has fans.
Tony wants to know, do you have any advice for new chefs entering the culinary world?
Well, Tony, if you haven't already gone to culinary school, I probably suggest some sort of culinary school, and for sure an internship to figure out like what do you enjoy doing in the kitchen, and finding a mentor. I think that's really important. Someone who inspires you, you know, someone who you look up to, someone who can guide you and take you through the trenches. I think that's really important in general in life, no matter what job you want to do. So I think finding an inspirational person that does what you love to do and that can kind of represent where you want to go is probably the #1 thing I would tell you to do. And good luck.
And we are going to take our last question.
Okay.
Bill wants to know, what is your must-have kitchen gadget?
Bill, my must-have kitchen gadget, a really fantastic chef knife. You can't do anything without a really fabulous, sharp, easy to hold chef's knife. And for a little woman like myself, it's taken me a lifetime to get there, to find the right one. But now I can't live without it. It was a great question. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Remember to watch Food Network Star Sundays at 9 p.m.